Okay, we're going to take a couple minutes and talk about food and your weight journey. Food really needs to be looked at not just a diet, really not a diet, but really a lifestyle change. If you go into a weight management program thinking that I'm going to change the way I eat for a short period of time, lose the weight, you're not going to manage your weight. You're going to yo yo up and down. So, really looking at food as and the changes you make in food as a lifestyle change. Understanding food and becoming a student of your health. This is so important, and this is really what was great about working with a coach is I got to learn more things that I didn't maybe didn't remember, didn't know, or just really needed to be reminded about. How does food make you feel? Start journaling. How does food make you feel? When I had such and such, and it can be something that you think is healthy, like Ezekiel bread, but it may not be healthy for you. And I'm not going to go into food allergies and all things like that, but simply start journaling your energy levels, your sleep, your aches and pains. Do you get a stuffy nose after you eat certain things like dairy, or a little coughing, or that's very common when you're eating things that may not be the best for you. And how does your digestive system work? How are you pooping? Are you pooping regularly? And when I mean regularly, we need to be not just pooping sometimes once a day, but even more, is what my mentors talk to me about and stuff. And the poop should be well formed. And that's a whole class in itself, but that's a little bit about food. Now, I want to tell you about Casey. Casey was really the first person recently, probably in the last couple of years, that encouraged me with her transformation. And it really was the food changes that she started to make to that she not only released the weight, but really just became so energetic, was able to homeschool her kids and run a business. A lot of the things that she did, you can read in the blog that we'll give you in the reference sheets at the end of class. So she was very inspiring, but food and food changes is so important for you. April, my good friend April Linton at Hello Beautiful Salon here in Crestview, Florida. You can see her before picture here, and then her after picture. You can see it better probably in the Facebook event as well. And so she's kind of bragging with her strength and stuff too. But not only did she lose a considerable amount of weight, but food can make you look younger. I know a lot of you maybe spend a considerable amount on keeping yourself young, and what you eat has so much to do with that. And April worked with my same wellness coach too, and really she's even better than I am in terms of changing the food she eats. She eats a lot of good vegetables, raw food, really stays away from sugar, white breads, white flour products. She's really amazing at it, and it's made a huge difference in her health overall. She also does core nutrition and nutrients, so something to think about when you are deciding on what you want to do. This is Sarah. 31 days later, doing the whole 30. And Sarah will even tell you that she didn't even do it perfect, but she's doing it. She dropped sizes. She felt emotionally stable. Her complexion was flawless afterwards. She felt so puffy in this before picture. Her workouts even were better. And this is something interesting for those of you who do work out. She had been working out on her own and with a trainer for several months, but just wasn't feeling like she was accomplishing anything. So it was so frustrating. She said April is the first month, this is the month she did the whole 30, that I felt like I was actually performing well and making real progress. This is probably my favorite result. So what can changing your diet do? It can do so much, but many of you really need to break your food addictions. Did you know that sugar is actually very, very addictive? It's pretty intense and can really lead to anxiety about giving some of the foods you love up. Maybe you have to have that wine every night. I really, really encourage you to work with a coach. This is my coach from Susan's Nutrition. This is Susan Steele at susansnutrition.com. But it's really important to have someone that you can work with. Back to core nutrition, and we'll go back to coaches and accountability in a second. But not only do you need to learn about food, you really need to learn about core nutritions, proteins, fats, fiber, carbohydrates. In Susan's program, in her 90-day program, she taught a lot about that. But understanding, how much protein should I be having? And am I having a balanced diet? And I really was amazed when I learned this and then also started tracking it. On the days I was tired, I was having too much carbohydrates. When I was constipated, I wasn't getting enough of my veggies and fiber in. Fat, so important to your hormone health if you are a little older or getting older, or you're young and you're trying to have kids. It is really important to have good fats and good protein. And this is not the class to teach you all about that. You can do that with a wellness coach or other classes, but core nutrition is so important. Here's a few of my food tricks that I will share with you, healthy food tricks. One is called Juva Power, and this is a powder made up of all vegetables like cucumbers and beets, and it tastes amazing. We put this in everything. We put it in our shakes, our soups, put it over our steak or meat, or put it in our hamburgers. We put it on our popcorn. The kids get it, and it really helps them, and the adults in our family, and it really helps to keep our fiber up, but we're getting all these great rich acid-binding foods in there. So much you can read about Juva Power. That's one of my food tricks. Another trick I do is protein power, and Young Living has 2 proteins. Juva Power is from Young Living as well, but Pure Protein Complete, Pure Protein Complete chocolate and vanilla. We have several other wonderful shakes that you can make. But I love these proteins, especially if I'm working out and my coach says you need, after a workout, I need 20 grams of protein. I can get that all in my food trick of using Pure Protein Complete. Corey started doing this every single morning, and she noticed how much energy she had, so much more focus versus just having something that was high in carbohydrates like cereals or breads or nothing, right? And even smoothies that people make with just a lot of carbs in them and really not enough protein. So that's a definite protein tip that I'll give you there. Next is Ninja Red. Ninja Red is a healthy food tip. Even though it's a juice, and we've talked about it a little bit earlier, I find that it really helps me with my nutrition and helps to give me part of the core nutrition that I need. Coconut oil, one of my favorites. I got this from, I believe it was the Healthy Mama, and she used this to lose weight, started increasing her good fats every day, and I talk about that too in some of my blogs that you'll get as the resources. So that is food. And lastly, I just want to end real quick with accountability, coaching, and support. Why is it important on your weight loss journey to have it? Why do you need it? Well, first, it helps you to really set goals. Some of us are not going to set health goals, but working with a coach, working with an accountability partner can really help you to do that. Understanding and tracking what you're doing gives you encouragement, and it helps you to see your progress. When you're losing weight at a rate that might be slower, like a half a pound a week or a pound a month, 2 pounds a month, it can be frustrating. But when you look over the long term, especially if you use something like MyFitnessPal, that's a favorite tracker of many coaches, and it's free, you can really see not only what you're eating, you can see your progress and use that tool to really help you stay accountable. We all need something to help us stay accountable. Encouragement, things like Strava, My Map Walk. Heather Krebs, who you saw lost all that weight, she uses My Map Walk to help keep her encouraged. Getting a personal trainer, this is something I've done. It's been amazing for my health. A nutrition coach, a workout buddy, and even just having a Facebook accountability group. All those things can really, really help you on your weight loss journey.